If you want to support the platform just in case anything like this happens again, you can do it by way of PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and also by the Anchor. And you can also further support the platform by way of going to the Teespring store or the shoe store that is located in the comment section below. So I just want to go over a few tweets that I was able to see online and how it is that people are reacting to Dave Chappelle's monologue and how it is that people are trying to throw certain whistle words directly out there in order to gather up the masses and to stir up the masses and to potentially, possibly get him canceled or to apologize. You can't tell me there isn't rampant anti-Jewish sentiment in the United States when Dave Chappelle goes on SNL and does an anti-Semitic rant for his audience of millions of people about how it's okay to think Jewish people run the media. Just don't say it out loud. Who's the audience here? Black Jewish folks like Chanda have been outspoken about how this sort of oppression Olympics falls apart when considering the intersections here. We can't let black Jews plus black trans folks be the only ones to call this out for what it is. Hate speech. In a reply, this person stated, "It's real bad. There are clips on here if you need reference. It really does feel like he's just saying the quiet part out loud the entire time." Those defending Dave Chappelle's Jew hating monologue as comedy following the rise in violent attacks and murders against Jews in the United States this year. The Jewish people of America are not laughing. We are terrified by Chappelle's words and how they normalize hate and violence against us.
But before I start tonight, I just wanted to read a brief statement that I denounce anti-Semitism in all its forms, and I stand with my friends in the Jewish community. And that, Kanye, is how you buy yourself some time. I gotta tell you guys, I've probably been doing this 35 years now. Early in my career, I learned that there are two words in the English language that you should never say together in sequence. And those words are the and Jews. I've never heard someone do good after they said that. He's gotten into some scrapes before. Normally when he's in trouble, I pull up immediately. But this time I was like, you know what? Let me see what's going to happen first. I just want to see where this is all going. You remember how it started? Vaguely, I remember it started with a tweet, strange tweet. It was like, I'm feeling a little sleepy. I'm going to give me some rest. But when I wake up, I'm going to go, con 3 on the Jews. Just went to bed. I was up all night worried. Is he going to do to the Jews? I grew up around Jewish people. I have a lot of Jewish friends. So I'm not freaked out by your culture. I know a little bit about it just from hanging around. I'd be like, yo, let's go out at school tomorrow. They'd be like, we can't go out at Shanana tomorrow. I'd be like, what is Shanana? I had so many questions. Why do some of you people dress like Run DMC? Kanye woke up from that nap. We went right to work. A year ago, I'd seen him on a podcast called Drink Champs. Well, a great show. And it was an amazing appearance. Noriega and them were there, the rappers that I love, and they all had their gold chains and stuff on. And Kanye said, only millionaires wear chains. They said, what? He said, I'm a billionaire. Billionaires don't wear their money on their pocket. I took my chain and I said, oh, snap. It was a good appearance. It was fun and funny. But when he woke up, he went on Drink Champs again. This time, he was on one. He was mad about something. He said, I can say anti-Semitic things. And Adidas can't trap me. Now what? Adidas dropped immediately. Ironically, Adidas was founded by Nazis. And they were offended. I guess the student had surpassed the teacher. It's a big deal. He had broken the show business rules. Is this a rule? You know, the rules of perception. If they're black, then it's a gang. If they're Italian, it's a mob. But if they're Jewish, it's a coincidence, and you should never speak about it. Kyrie Irving posted a link to a movie that he had seen on Amazon. No caption on the post or nothing like that. But apparently this movie had some, I don't know, anti-Semitic tropes or something. And it was some weird title, like From Hebrew to Negro or something. And the NBA told him he should apologize, and he was slow to apologize. And then the list of demands to get back in their good graces got longer and longer. And this is where, you know, I draw the line. I know that Jewish people have been through terrible things all over the world, but you can't blame that on black Americans. You just can't. You know what I mean? A fair punishment would be you should just post a link to Schindler's List and y'all write your own captions. Kyrie Irving's black ass was nowhere near the Holocaust. In fact, he's not even certain it exists. I saw one news pundit screaming about Kanye. She said, mental health is no excuse for that type of language. Yes, it is, bitch. You kill somebody if you're mentally ill. Listen, okay, I don't think Kanye is crazy at all. I think he's possibly not well. Well, I've been to Hollywood. I don't want y'all to get mad at me. I'm just telling you. I've been to Hollywood. This was just what I saw. It's a lot of juice. Like a lot. But that don't mean anything. You know what I mean? There's a lot of black people in Ferguson, Missouri. Doesn't mean we run the place.
Thinks that by using his preachy tone that he can sell it as gospel.
What?
Another one.
Has been a trash bin or a while. I think that's for a while. If such a long monologue was directed at any other minority, the comedian would be without a job and the show without advertisers. These are not jokes. He tripled down on battle lines.
What did he say? Another one.
It's a true shame how much anti-Jewish hate is rearing its head amongst celebrities and sports figures, people who are paid millions of dollars to entertain us, but instead target the world's original scapegoat.
Tell me he didn't just say that.
I don't know about y'all, but I'm just looking at the individuals who are trying to get, Dave Chappelle canceled. That's the only thing that I'm paying attention to. I'm just, looking at that. It's quite mysterious. It's quite magical, quite mystical that just looking at all of those individuals out there, we got what about 7 billion people on this planet. I'm just looking at the people that's trying to get this man canceled. That's calling for something to be done. That's looking for an apology. That got a problem with the monologue and said that there's a variety of things in that monologue when realistically there wasn't. Like I literally had to go through and try to find the whole thing, right? And because one person decided to put up the monologue, right, but they only put up 2 minutes. The whole thing is like roughly like 17 minutes. Like he touched on Kyrie, the whole thing dealing with Kanye. He talked about Adidas, he talked about Hollywood, he talked about Trump, he talked about Russia. Like he talked about a variety of things, and the only thing that people seem to be mad about is just one specific area in that monologue that you were able to hear, right? And like I said, it's very mysterious, how these things are taking place. And in one of the comments that I read off to you, you saw a dog whistle that was there, right? The person was like, it's just not enough. We got our the black Jews, and we have the the trans community. So you're trying to call forth other individuals in order to be offended about something that you find offensive, even though the most interesting part about this is that if you go through quite a bit of the comment sections and you keep going, you'll see that there are some Jewish people there that are not offended, and they'll say that they found the monologue quite funny. And then when that's mentioned, you don't really have anybody else who is a part of the Jewish community deciding to come after them and basically state that they are anti anything. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? But just in case, just in case people feel that Dave Chappelle is in any way, shape, or form anti-Semitic, and that he is trying to posture something towards the Jewish community, and that he's trying to, bring out the hate or anything like that, let me just remind people of a simple definition.
So please keep that same energy when we're talking about anti-other things. Because just because I post a documentary doesn't mean I'm anti-Semitic. Looking everyone in the eye and telling them the truth, that I'm proud of who I am. Any label that you put on me, I'm able to dismiss because I study. I know the Oxford Dictionary, you can look it up, right? One of the biggest mistakes I had in being a kid was not knowing European or Western language. Until I started looking it up and understanding the definitions and why they say, if you want to trick a black person, put it in a book. It's wondering my whole life why they said that. Now I'm 30 years old and I know reading is a superpower because it helps me understand where I'm going and where I come from.
Anti-Semitic beliefs.
I cannot be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from.
Yes or no?
I cannot be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from.